Welcome to another tour. The vehicle we'll be showcasing today is this 2019 Nissan Pathfinder SL.
This Pathfinder is finished in the glacier white exterior color.
Chrome door handles. This vehicle does come equipped with a smart key access system, so as long as you have the key fob on you, it's currently unlocked, so just push this button to lock it, and push the button again to unlock. On the driver's door panel, you have a light, some storage, speaker for your sound system. You've got all the power controls for your windows, door locks, and mirrors. And right here, you've got the controls for your two-person memory settings for your driver's seat.
The interior features the charcoal color scheme, and the SL trim adds leather seat upholstery.
Both front seats do have full power adjustments. Now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start up the engine. On the key fob, you've got the buttons for your remote start, lock, unlock, power tailgate release, and your panic button. And in addition to smart key access, it does have push button ignition, so just keep the key fob in the vehicle, put your foot on the brake, and just push the start button. And the seat does automatically move when you start it to whatever position you have it set for.
Nissan's largest crossover is the Pathfinder, which competes with other hot-selling three-row crossovers like the Honda Pilot, Toyota Highlander, and Ford Explorer. The Pathfinder made its debut for 1985 and has lasted 4 generations, with a 5th generation set to debut for 2021. This 2019 model we have here represents the 4th generation of the Pathfinder, which debuted for the 2013 model year. The first generation Pathfinder was a compact truck-based SUV based on the hard-body pickup, while the 2nd generation switched to a unibody platform while still keeping a rugged SUV form. The 3rd generation Pathfinder returned to being a body-on-frame SUV based on the Frontier pickup, while for the 4th generation, as seen here, the Pathfinder again became a unibody vehicle, and now serves as Nissan's flagship car-based crossover. The 4th gen Pathfinder rides on Nissan's D platform, which is also used by cars like the Infiniti QX60, formerly the Infiniti JX, and the smaller Nissan Murano, in addition to Nissan's Altima and Maxima sedans. For the 2017 model year, the 4th gen Pathfinder received a mid-cycle refresh, which updated the exterior styling and added some new features and more refinements, as well as a reworked engine that now produces more power. The Pathfinder nameplate was also used for a short time on another Nissan model. When Nissan's Titan-based Armada SUV debuted for 2004, it was actually initially known as the Pathfinder Armada, but for 2005 the Pathfinder portion of the name was dropped. As for the 4th generation Pathfinder, a hybrid version was also produced early on, but it was discontinued due to poor sales. Trim levels for the 2019 Pathfinder include the base S, followed by SV, SL as seen here, and the range-topping Platinum. For 2019 and 2020, a special Rock Creek Edition package is also available for the SV and SL that adds some special cosmetic touches. No matter the trim, the Pathfinder comes with one sole engine and transmission. Front-wheel drive is standard, while intelligent four-wheel drive is available. Competitors for the 2019 Pathfinder include other crossover SUVs in its class like the Ford Explorer, Chevrolet Traverse, Honda Pilot, Toyota Highlander, and the Subaru Ascent, just to name a few. In Nissan's 2019 lineup of crossovers and SUVs, the Pathfinder is slotted between the smaller Murano and the larger truck-based Armada.
The luminescent gauge cluster does house your tachometer, speedometer, as well as your fuel and temperature gauges, and it also has a digital information display. As you can see. It has a 4-spoke design, leather-wrapped and multifunctional steering wheel, sport grips at 10 and 2, some satin silver trim. On this side, you've got the controls for your information display, along with your radio controls and your hands-free phone and voice commands. On this side, you've got the controls for your adaptive cruise control. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. And on top here, you got your brightness adjustment for the gauge cluster and your trip reset button.
Warning system's toggle switch, tow mode, power inverter switch,
Traction control, heated steering wheel, and with this button you can raise or lower your power tailgate. Air vent for the driver. On this stock you've got your exterior light controls. And on this one you have your wiper controls. Going down the center of the interior, you have a speaker up top, air vents,
your 8-inch touchscreen interface for your Nissan Connect infotainment system,
hazard light button, passenger airbag indicator, and although this is, of course, a touchscreen, you can control it also through all of these controls. You got all sorts of shortcut buttons, and as opposed to using a touchscreen, you can go through it using this dial right here. So go to audio, you can either push that, the arrows right here, or you can use these buttons, and it does the same thing. And then you can also use the dial, and then of course enter. All your shortcut buttons, so your camera, your 360 bird's eye view camera basically, and your rear camera, reverse camera, all your apps, and I guess we'll go over the rest of that after this. From here, you've got your physical radio controls. It does have a CD player, and here you've got your climate controls. This does have tri-zone climate control, so you can control individually both sides for the front as well as for the rear. Temperature on both sides, recirculation, turn the rear on or off, different modes, front and rear defrost, and your fan speed.
Right here you've got some storage along with a power outlet and USB and iPod charging ports.
Right here, you've got your 4-wheel drive controls, hill descent control on top. It has a 2-tiered center console. In the lower level, audio and video jacks, SD card slot, 2 USB ports, and another power outlet. The glove box is lockable. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. And the driver's one does have this card holder, grab handles for the driver, front passenger, as well as the middle row passengers. And finally, go over the infotainment system. So all of it can be controlled via the touchscreen, but you've got all your controls here if you don't want to use the touchscreen. I already showed how this thing works. But bring you straight to your climate controls. As you can see how that works. Your navigation, so addresses, points of interest, and then bring you to your map. You can zoom in this way, or do it from this dial. Audio, got your radio screen, back, overall status. Then you got your fuel economy, eco driver port, traffic info, and you got your Sirius XM subscription, so your info, where you can bring all your movie listings, weather, fuel prices, all that extra stuff if you have a subscription, and then all of your different settings. With that said, we'll go ahead and roll down the driver's window. Both front windows are fully automatic. And we'll have a look at the engine. The vehicle's parking brake is foot operated.
This SL has the Pathfinder's standard 18-inch alloy rims, while 20-inch rims are available as an option. Powering the 2019 Pathfinder is the VQ35DE 3.5-liter dual overhead cam, 24-valve, naturally aspirated V6 engine with direct injection. It produces 284 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 259 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. The only available transmission is the Xtronic CVT with simulated low-gear selection, and this Pathfinder is equipped with intelligent four-wheel drive. Running on regular unleaded with a 19.5-gallon fuel tank, fuel economy estimates for the Pathfinder SL 4-wheel drive are 19 mpg city and 26 mpg highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension, along with 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes. As for the curb weight, the Pathfinder SL 4-wheel drive weighs in at 4,489 pounds. The Pathfinder is also rated to tow up to 6,000 pounds.
As you saw earlier, the fuel cap is located on the driver's side. On the rear door panel, you have some storage with more bottle holders, speaker for your sound system, a cup holder, and your power window control. First, we'll go ahead and check out the third row seats. Alright, so here we are on the third row of seats. I'm about 6'1"-ish, and I gotta say, it's not the most comfortable, obviously, but I have sat in a lot more cramped third row seats than this one. This is, of course, Nissan's flagship crossover SUV. And I do have a little bit of leg room and decent amount of headroom too, so wouldn't be the most comfortable for a very long trip, but it's doable. Back here, air vents, cup holders on either side. Now we'll check out the second row seats. The middle row seats, you can also slide them forward or back, much like you can the front seats. Both front seats do have storage pockets on the backs. Back here you have your air vents, your rear climate controls, on or off, fan speed, automatic, and temperature.
USB and iPod charging ports.
A 120-volt power outlet, looks like the kind you'd find in a house. And the controls for your two-stage heated rear seats. You've also got a coat hook on this side. Folding rear center armrest with 2 cup holders and some storage. Single exhaust, rear wiper, and it does come equipped with a power tailgate.
The Pathfinder offers 16.2 cubic feet of cargo space when all the seats are up, 47.4 cubic feet when the third row seats are folded down, and 79.5 with all the rear seats down.
And that will conclude this tour of this 2019 Nissan Pathfinder SL. Thanks for watching.